Sa ating pong pagkikita at pag-aaral ngayong oras na ito, nais ko pong i-welcome kayo. Kasama ko po ang aming Squad 244 para po sa Section 3-2, a service-oriented life ng kapulisan natin sa Santa Maria at sa programa po ng Philippine National Police. Ito po ang Interfaith Squad System Manual kung saan tinatalakay po namin bilang life coach at bahagi po ng My Brother's Keeper ang lesson para po sa patuloy na pagsasaayos ng ating kapulisan na sa nakikita po natin ng magandang halimbawa at na magandang accomplishments lalo na sa ating bayan ng Santa Maria, which we are so proud. So, join us sa Bible study which is entitled The Servant's Heart, na ang ating mga kapulisan po ay lingkod bayan. And may God help us to open the minds and hearts ng mga tao patungkol po sa ating mga alagad ng batas, but most especially na mabuksan po puso't isipan ng ating mga kapulisan and to remind us kung paano talaga magkaroon ng puso ng isang lingkod. So, manalangin po muna tayo. Aming Ama, kayo po magpala sa aming pag-aaral. Salamat po muli sa pribileyo na kami po ay tinipon mo with our squad leader, si Ma'am Lucy Balikod, at si Sir Joseph Aquino, sa po namin kasamahan. Hiniling ko po, pagpalain niyo mo, ingatan, gabayan, at hayaan niyo po, Panginoong Diyos, na ang kanilang panata to protect and to serve ay manatiling tunay sa ng pag-ingat sa mga pamilya at sa aming bayan. Pagpalain niyo po aming pag-uusap, aming pag-aaral, malwalati po kayo in Jesus' name. Amen. So, a servant's heart. Bilang police officer, yung trabaho ninyo ay isang napakamapanghamon na gawain on a daily basis. Hindi po biro ang kayo ay masong sa iba-ibang sitwasyon. Nakataya ang inyong buhay at hindi ilan ang talagang nagbuwis buhay para proteksyonan ang bayan. From which we all salute sa katapatan at katatagan ng ating mga kapulisan. Ang ating police department, of course, wants to ensure na ang kanilang mga magiging opisyal or alagad are committed to the role as protector, and that those who are entering the force should have the right reason. Dapat tama ang rason. Bakit ka pumapasok sa pagkapulis? So they are looking for ethical people who want to make their places safer, na protektado, payapa, kung saan tayo nakatira. And talaga hong ang isang police officer ay isang napaka-demanding career. Though this work is very rewarding, it does come with some risk. Kaya po ipag-pray natin patuloy sila. It takes a motivated person, it takes a passionate person to be an effective and reliable police officer. That's why I believe there's nothing wrong for you na ating mga kasama sa squad to aspire the highest position in the PNP. Ay, panlain ko nga po sana na mula po sa ating squad makakuha ng magiging susunod na mga PNP chief. Who knows? But why did you enter the police service? Anong dahilan? Bakit mas pinili nyo ang ganyang klase ng vocation? And the reasons perhaps is, one, to help lower crime rate, which is a good reason. Na sa daming mga kriminalidad sa community, as you understand, yung emotional stress and distress ng mga tao na nabubuhay sa paligid, you want to lower crime rates, which is good. As a police officer, you would be able to use your authority to make people feel safer where we live. Talaga naman ho, ka puri-puri na kami po ay maproteksyonan ang ating mamamayan ng mga kapulisan. And of course, to help people turn their lives around and become active members ng ating pamayanan muli. Mga nagkamali, nagkasala sa batas, with your help and with your authority, pwede natin mapanumbalik sila. So, importante ho sa ating mga anak, sa ating mga pamilya, to feel comfortable and to feel safe walking to and from school, bahay, market. Of course, with pag-iingat sa ating COVID. But you are committed to making this safe place a possibility in a community. And again, I believe isa pang reason why people want to join the force is to build a relationship with the community, to help others in need, and restore yung relationship between the police and the community, which is good. So with more positive police presence, you can gain people's trust again and help them live better lives. A good police officer, I believe, cares about the general public. A good police officer cares about making a difference to the community. He wants to work as part of a reputable, efficient PNP team. So, the bottom line is, being a police officer is being a public servant. Hindi po lugar kung saan naghahangad ng papuri, having a servant's heart. And going to the Bible, Mark chapter 10, verse 42, the Bible says, nagkaroon kasi pumuesto sa mabilang panig ng upuan ni Kristo. That's the seat of preeminence. Ito ang nangyari. Sabi ng talata, at sila'y pinalapit ni Jesus sa kanya at sinabi, nalalaman ninyo na yung mga inaaring mga pinuno ng mga hintil ay nagpapanginoon sa kanila. At ang sa kanila mga dakila ay nagsisigamit ng kapamahalaan sa kanila. Datapot sa inyo ay hindi gayon, kundi ang sinumang ibig na dumakila sa iyo ay magiging lingkod nyo. At ang sino man, wika ni Kristo, sa inyo ang mag-ibig manguna ay magiging alipin ng lahat. Sapagkat ang anak ng tao rin naman ay di naparito upang paglingkuran, kundi maglingkod at ibigay ang kanyang buhay na pantubos sa marami. So how do we develop a servant's heart? We are not developing a superior, high class na mga boss sa police force. But we want to have an efficient, effective police officers with a servant's heart. So how do we develop that? I hope this is not about you, but about God working through you. It will result to a sincere service sa bayan. Pagka po tayo po ay naghangad ng paglilingkod sa police force, it's a public service sa bayan. And that would give you joy dahil yun ang gusto niyo mangyari. And give God the glory. So you seek humble service rather than high honor. Ang mga empleyado sa government agencies are called public servants. So as police officer, you are a public servant. You are supposed to serve the people without expecting anything in return, even when they occupy or when you occupy high position. Then going back sa Bible, si David po, he was called to be the man after God's own heart because God saw in him, in David, the quality of humility. So it would start with humble spirit. The Lord hath gone to the home of Jesse At hindi alam ni Jesse, nandun ang Panginoon. Of course, sa paligid, God was there. And God was on a secret surveillance, kumbaga. He was on a surveillance mission na hinahanap niya kung sino po pwedeng maging lingkod. At alam niyo, na makita ng Diyos ang pinakabunsong anak ni Jesse, si David, parang sinasabi ng Diyos, that's my man. That's the man. Why? Because he saw in David a heart that was completely his. Puso ni David nakatutok sa Diyos. The boy was faithfully keeping his father's sheep. Nakita ng Diyos yung humility. Nakita ng Diyos yung servant's heart. Sa Psalm 89:20, sabi ng Bible, aking nasumpungan si David na aking lingkod. Aking pinahiran siya ng aking banal na langis. God anointed him, God just chosen him to be his servant, to be his leader. Servant leader. As if God was saying, I don't care about the slick public image business. Show me a person who has the character, and I'll give him the image he needs. Sabi marahil ng Diyos, I don't require some certain temperament. I don't care if he has a lot of charisma or not. I don't care about the size or the impressive resume. I care about the character. Mas gusto ng Diyos yung malinis na pagkatao. First, is the person deeply authentic sa kanyang puso na gusto niya maglingkod? Bilang pulis, bilang lingkod bayan? Or he or she is just faking it? Second, is she a servant talaga? When you have a servant's heart, andun ang humility. You do as you're told. You don't need to be rebellious. You respect those in charge and serves faithfully, quietly, without concern about whoever gets the credit. But you will always do the job. And that's David. God looked at him. He was out in the fields, keeping his father's sheep. He was faithfully doing his father's bidding and business, and God passed his approval on him. Remember, mga kaibigan, a servant doesn't care who gets the glory. Hindi siya interesado kung papalakpakan siya o papapurihan siya. A servant has one great goal: to make the person he serves look better. To make that person even more successful. A servant does not want the person he serves to fail. Gusto niya laging umaangat ang paglilingkuran niya. A servant doesn't care what others think about him. He just want to get the job done. Yan po ang servant. So while David's brother were off in the army of Israel making rank and fighting big, impressive battles, David, ayun po, was all alone keeping his father's sheep. God loved his servant's heart. Matthew 23:11-12, sabi ng Bible, datapot ang pinakadakila sa inyo ay magiging lingkod ninyo. At sino mang magmamataas ay mabababa. Sino mang nagpapakababa ay matataas. So be willing to serve others first. Jesus displayed his humility by washing the feet of the disciples. It was an act that was performed by the lowliest servants. Bilang law enforcer, dapat maunawa natin that public interest should come first. Let me read John 13:12-15. Ito pong nangyari. Kaya't nang mahugasan niya ang kanilang paa at makuha ang kanyang damit, muli nga upo, sabi niya sa kanila, sabi ni Jesus sa mga alagad, nalalaman niyo kung bakit ko ginawa sa inyo ito. Tinawag niyo kong guro at Panginoon. Mabuti ang sinasabi niyo. Pagkat ako nga ang guro at Panginoon. Kung ako nga ay Panginoon at guro, naghugas ng inyong mga paa. Kayo naman ay nararapat din maghugasan ng paa sa isa't isa, pagkat kayo binigyan ko ng halimbawa upang gawin naman ninyo ayon sa ginawa ko sa inyo. Well, in a sense, sacrifice self-interest in keeping with the time-honored principle of delikadesa. Yung masabihan ka na, walang delikadesa. It's used to be considered the ultimate insult sa isang public servant dahil ang delikadesa is a word associated with honor. When we are told na wala kang delikadesa, meaning you are without honor. But if we are having that delicadeza, you are having that honor. It means a sense of propriety and conformity to socially and culturally accepted norms of conduct or even speech. A sense of delicadeza produces behavior that's anchored on accepted moral standards. Luke 22:26. Kundi bagkus ang lalong dakila sa inyo ay maging tulad sa lalong bata at ang nangungulo ay maging gaya ng naglilingkod. Ito po hamon sa atin. Would you love to live bravely sa kabila ng pagsubok? Maraming upasala, maraming mga criticisms, maraming nangbabash dahil sa kagawa ng ilang piraso sa ating hanay, nadadamay ang marami. But would you live bravely sa inyong pinanataang pangako para sa bayan? Di ba napaka-exciting to be divinely powerful in day-to-day living? Meaning, God has empowered you ng lakas at sigla para gawin ang araw-araw ating duty. We want to become independently authentic. Sa time, sa ating panahon, laban sa peer pressure, laban sa publicities, laban sa popularity, but we will just stick to our job. It all begins in the mind. And listen, thinking right always precedes acting right. Pag tamang isipan, susundan ng tamang gawain. Pag mali isipan, susundan ng maling gawain. Kaya po mag-ingat tayo. Napaka-importante to have a renewed mind. May takot sa Diyos. Laging reminded, laging aware sa kanyang duty, sa kanyang pinanataan o pangako o sino ang kulin. Hindi madali maglingkod sa iba. Sa totoo lang ho. To carry out the work with joy, hindi po madali. Or without fear. But it's easy because if our minds are freed from the world's mold or transformed sa kapangyarihan ng Diyos, hindi po magiging mahirap na tuparin na ating sinumpang pangako. And I feel the need to add this warning sa ating lahat, pati sa aming hanay, sa hanay nating mga pulisan, because there might be someone who might use others to accomplish his or her purposes. May mga tao na di umano gumagawa ng isang bagay just to use somebody, gawing stepping stone. Mag-ingat po tayo not to do that. Makatatapak para ma-accomplish ang gusto natin. How easy it is to encourage servanthood so that others might serve us. Nangyayari yung madalas yan. That's not the way the Lord walked and worked. Neither should we. Servanthood starts in the mind. With a simple prayer, 3-word prayer, na kumbaga, Lord, change me. Bagayin mo ko. Ayon sa gusto mo, hindi ayon sa libutan. And the Bible lays a solid foundation for what it means to have a servant's mentality. And let me suggest basic ingredients of servanthood or having a servant's heart. Let's have 1, giving, forgiving, forgetting. And isang talata ang pwede nating pag-aralan, when we have that servant's heart of giving, forgiving, forgetting, ito po sinabi ng Philippians chapter 2, verse 3, na huwag ninyong gawin ang anuman sa pamamagitan ng pagkakampi-kampi o sa pamamagitan ng pagpapalalo, kundi sa kababaan ng pag-iisip na ipalagay ng bawat isa ang iba na lalong mabuti kaysa sa kanyang sarili. Huwag tingnan ng bawat isa sa inyo ang sa kanyang sarili, kundi ang bawat isa naman ay sa iba't iba. Meaning, kapakanan ng iba muna. Galatians 5:13, sapagkat kayo mga kapatid ay tinawag sa kalayaan, huwag lamang gamitin ng inyong kalayaan upang magbigay kadahilanan sa laman, kundi sa pamagitan ng pag-ibig ay maglingkuran kayo. So, serving others in love. Instead of always thinking about receiving, start looking for ways to give. Instead of holding grudges or pait sa puso mo against those who offend us, be anxious to forgive. Instead of keeping a record of what we have done or whom we have helped, o kung ano yung accomplishment natin, take delight in forgetting the deeds and being virtually unnoticed. In the first place, ginagawa natin to dahil tungkulin natin to para sa bayan, higit sa lahat para sa Diyos. Our hunger for public recognition will diminish significantly when we start to have that giving, forgiving, forgetting ways of having a servant's heart. Pasalamat tayo sa Diyos lagi. Sa pribilehyo makapaglingkod sa kapwa, maproteksyonan niyo ang ating bayan, matupad niyo yung mga tungkulin. And only time would reveal, only eternity would reveal how you are able to save lives and napanabalik yung mga tao na nawala, nabalik sa batas. Only God would reveal. Time will tell how you are able to accomplish and realize na talaga natupad niyo ang sinumpaan niyang tungkulin. May God help you. Kaya rin mga sibilyan matutong sumunod sa batas. Manalangin po tayo. Aming Ama, idinadalay kong patuloy ang aming Squad 244. Would you protect them, their families, their day-to-day job, saan man sila nagpunta, naka-duty, naka-destino. Lord, please cover them with your precious blood. I pray, pagpalain mo ang kanilang mga gawa and promote them, Panginoon, ayon sa iyong kalooban. At ang panalangin ko, Panginoong Diyos, katuwaan kong malaman mamula sa aming hanay, magkakaroon po ng mamatas na mga high-ranking officers na kung saan magiging mabuting halimbawa. I pray for the PNP personnel from the lowest rank to the highest, Director General, hanggang sa aming Pangulo. Ingatan niyo ang buhay ng mga ito. In Jesus' name. Amen. Maraming salamat po sa inyo lahat at God bless us all. Keep you safe. Until next time. Salamat po.